final thing to do, because obviously the show is called Just the Facts. So what I've done is I have trawled that wonderful well of misinformation that is the internet and found out 4 facts about you, and I just need you to confirm whether these are, in fact, facts.
Fact or no fact?
Fact or falsehood?
Falsehood.
Fact
Okay.
or falsehood?
Great, go on then.
All right, 4 to get through. Here's your first one. You are certain we have been visited by aliens.
Where did you find that? I think you're just making these up.
I can give you the source at the end. I don't want to jinx. Don't want to jinx it.
I mean, I would say it's probably fact.
Really?
Yeah, I'm into all that. I'm into it.
I am too.
I really do. I think there's, it just is, it's impossible for us to think that we're the only life form out there. And you look at statistics. I mean, there has to be other life forms out there and way more advanced than us. Yeah.
And you think they've actually been here though?
Yeah.
Yeah. Like historically, or like they walk among us?
I mean, I'm not going to say Elon Musk is one, but I would say I think just looking at. I mean, I just love those documentaries and the ancient aliens and all that sort of stuff, and then and then all the sightings, and recently NASA released images of these craft that are flying and then goes into the sea. There's been numerous times they've been released, and people don't really aware of it, or we just sort of think, oh well, it's nothing, but yeah, maybe I want to believe, but I do think so, yeah.
The X-Files. The truth is out there. Yeah. But it's interesting you say that, you see, because I think it's one of the greatest tricks that has ever been played, which is that the minute you go, yeah, I mean, I think we should ask some questions about this. People go, oh, one of those, are you? Conspiracy theorists? Oh, yeah, UFOs. And it's like somehow to actually ask that question, you are immediately put in this category of like, right, yeah, you think there's aliens, as opposed to, this is a totally legitimate question. I am kind of like just asking it, and you are now. I'm a nut job because I'm asking it.
It's a bigger picture, isn't it? But it's like our technology is so inferior. I mean, we still drive vehicles with pedals and levers, right? They basically are. We're still combustion engines. Our technology is we're getting better, but there are different kinds of technology as well. And I think there's probably other life forms out there that have maybe different ways that they've evolved. And I'm fascinated. I think it's my one regret is that I might not see the time when we get to go out there. Maybe it was Kirk that did it, but I and growing up with Star Trek as a kid, but I want to go out there.
Oh, yeah. And pick up the check, Sam. Yeah. No, I agree. The bleakest thing I ever thought, and it's not that bleak, but I did there was a period where I was like, when, was it the 21st of December, 2012, and the Mayan calendar was supposed to dictate the end of the world, and it was all going to finish, and there was a part of me that was like, I actually hope it does, because then I'll know that I was here at the end, and I'm not going to miss out on anything in the future.
Yeah, and also, like, I want to believe that they're right, and so that'll show everyone. See, I told you.
Yeah, I'll be standing on a tectonic plate as it goes vertical, going, I told you so! All right, good. So we're going with, that is a fact. You are certain we've been visited by aliens. This is an easier one. You're a pescatarian.
I was brought up a pescatarian.
Right.
Vegetarian, pescatarian. Yeah, and I've dabbled recently in veganism and every other form.
Okay.
Interestingly, I was a vegetarian until I was about 24. I first went to Los Angeles, and I was having meetings for Superman. I had quite a few meetings for that.
Which one? Superman Returns?
Brandon Routh one.
Oh, okay.
Singer, yeah. And I had quite a few meetings, and they were like, well, you need to bulk up, you need to get strong. So I had to start going to the gym, and I'd never really done that. And I met this Russian trainer, you must eat protein. And I'm like, okay. So it was the first time I had chicken and meat, and it was quite a revelation for me. Because being a vegetarian, I was always so tired, and suddenly I'm like, oh, I have energy and I'm satiated, and yeah. So it was interesting. Yeah. I'll probably go back to it.
Kind of dodged a bullet with that movie, if I'm perfectly honest. Not a great film.
Totally. Yeah. It's a character again. I think I'd quite like to play with the right people around it. But yeah.
If you did, you'd be one of the few people who played Batman and Superman.
That would be cool. Oh, that's a cool fact, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You have to get Superman first for that to be a fact. But yeah, once you get Superman, you'll be one of the few people who's been Batman and Superman.
One of the first jobs I did, there's a, we all have them when you start off in careers, you do some pretty poor jobs. I mean, they're just something you'd probably not look back on. I did this movie called Young Alexander the Great from Macedonia. And that's the full title. And it was produced by
Snappy
Ilya Salkind, who was...
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. And he sort of really took me under his wing. And he an interesting guy. And he would just always talk about Christopher Reeve and, you're the next Soups. You're the next Soups. And he just loved it. And it was just so interesting to hear about that era and creating those movies.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay, so that is a fact then. I'm going to go with that's a fact. The internet is doing well today. You're a pescatarian.
Yeah, it is, yeah.
Or you were. It's crazy, isn't it? Like, to go...
You can find anything there.
When you're a vegetarian, though, or a vegan, because I'm a vegan, and I did, although I joke about not exercising, I did go see a trainer, and they were like, when I said I'm a vegan, they were like, God, this is going to be difficult, because it is all about like the protein that I'm not saying you can't be a vegan and be fit and exercise, but I think the route one for a lot of trainers is, well, you need meat, you need protein, you need chicken,
which is nonsense, because you can I mean, there's so much protein in vegetables, and you look at, I mean, that was an age old thing about gorillas, like I mean, they're full muscle or cows or whatever, but yeah, I think it's just, again, a sort of a hangover from like, the heyday of bodybuilding, where you had to eat like 6 steaks a day and just eggs.
Yeah,
and you actually don't.
Yeah, I remember when Hugh Jackman was interviewing Hugh Jackman for something, and he was training he was getting ready for Logan, and suddenly, like,
wow,
just halfway through the interview, someone brings in a steak for him. It's literally like at this time he has to eat this steak.
Yeah,
because it's like so regimented, the preparation for stuff like that.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of want to do something like that, where you have to like.
Really goes to town.
Yeah, steak an hour.
Yeah,
and lift heavy things all the time.
Well, I mean, we joke about you haven't played Batman and then playing Superman. Would a superhero movie be something that appealed to you?
Yeah, I mean, yes and no. I mean, I don't love those movies. I have to admit. I think some are great. I have met for something quite, a couple of years ago, and then things happened. But yeah, I was sort of meeting on something that could have been really, really fun. But I don't know. I guess they've all been done a bit, haven't they? Yeah.
We'll have to see what happens with the new phase of Marvel, the Eternals and everything. It's sort of, I mean, like, I'll probably get the ire of Marvel fans and MCU fans, but, for me, Endgame really felt like a big full stop in the universe for me. So it's a wait and see one for me. We'll have to see what happens with this, the future. But I feel like I went on a massive journey that I was so invested in, and I don't know that I'm
ready to go.
I'm ready to start over again.
Oh, just keep going, yeah. I mean, the darker the better, definitely. I like, the darker guys, and there's so many great ones out there now, isn't there?
Yeah. I mean, the Nolan trilogy, it's like maybe Sam Heughan could be the Batman.
Sweaty man. Is that sweaty man?
Sweaty man. All right, we've got 2 left, and then we can get out of this sweat box. Your biggest fear is being trapped in a lift.
Oh, God, this is it, isn't it?
This is your biggest fear.
This is getting there, yeah. But it doesn't say with Alex Zane. I think that's probably true, actually. Yeah.
Everything.
Yeah. Well, I'm quite a big guy, and I think a small lift, and if there's no air, no oxygen, no water, no whiskey, then it's
the heating on, no tissues.
Yep. That sounds pretty horrendous. Yeah. That could be awful.
Have you? This isn't from experience, though. You've never been trapped in a lift.
No, never been trapped in a lift. No.
Mine is sharks. Full stop.
Well, yeah. I don't know. I think we all have a fascination with them, don't we?
Oh yeah, I love them, but I mean, I can't go in the sea, because sharks.
Yeah. Even when you're a kid, when you watch Jaws, and then you're in the swimming pool, and you can't get in the swimming pool anymore. You're like, what is going on? Just in case somehow
it somehow got in.
This
is literally why I failed my 25-meter swimming certificate. I climbed out after about 19 meters because I was convinced there was a shark in the pool, that someone just hadn't checked that it had somehow got in through one of the vents.
Yeah, the vents. It's always the vent, because it could have got in if it was small enough. You could have swam through and then grown in the pool. No one's noticed it. And then one day, it just happens. It's been feeding on children. And,
Yeah, just really lax lifeguards. I don't know. Maybe there's just some red dye.
Do you know, I was a lax lifeguard.
Really?
One of the many jobs I did being a jobbing actor was I was a lifeguard. I'm really ashamed to say that I had no real training. I mean, I had a bit of training, but there were two of us, and we used to go, and while one was watching, the other one would cover themselves up with a blanket and have a nice snooze. So we just alternated all day, just having a snooze. It was lovely, but probably not the best lifeguards.
No. Probably never say which pool that is, just in case.
I don't want to say which pool. No, there was always one on standby, but yeah, we just weren't the most motivated.
If you're going to get into trouble in that pool, just be of a size where one can get you out.
Oh, we would have just said stand up because it was about this deep. So. Yeah.
All right, final fact. This one kind of disturbs me, but I'm assuming it's not real. You eat eggs with ketchup.
Who doesn't?
Really?
What are you talking about? Yeah, like an omelette or something.
Okay.
Is that weird?
I mean, I think it's a bit weird, but I don't know. I've never met anyone who eats eggs with ketchup. You're the first, but I'm sure there's probably a community out there that you're part of. I mean, what kind of egg? Like an omelette is one thing, but like, would you have? I don't know. Would you make a boiled egg, cut the top off, and fill it with ketchup?
No.
Okay,
but
you're not appalled by that idea.
I don't dislike the idea. I've tried to wean myself off of it, but yeah, there's something about eggs and ketchup I do love. Yeah, I didn't know it was that weird.
Maybe it's not. This could be me.
I would say scrambled eggs you can't. That's just too much. That's disgusting.
Right, okay.
Yeah, that would be horrible.
You draw the line at scrambled eggs.
Yeah.
But you're cool with filling a boiled egg with ketchup and eating it.
That'd be quite nice, actually.
Wow.
Yeah. Once I finish sweating in here, I might go do
that. Well, we have finished sweating in here. We can turn on the aircon and open the door. Sam Heughan, it's genuinely always a pleasure to see you, man.
You too, mate. Yeah, really appreciate the sauna. It was really nice.
My gift to you.
Yeah, it's been really nice to see you again.
You too, man. Thank you very much.